What's up, IG peeps? We're talking band stretching, 3 of my favorite flexibility and mobility moves you can do anywhere, anytime, as long as you bring some form of resistance band with you along the way. We're going to talk about hamstrings, groin, and glutes, and even leaking into the low back a little bit, and maybe even doing a little bit of ankle mobility as well. So again, it's really simple to set up. Again, take a clock, set it for 5, maybe 10 minutes. If it's 3 to 5 minutes per leg, that's probably ideal for most of you. And again, resistance band, super easy. What we do is we're going to put on the foot. We're going to actually anchor it on the foot so it doesn't come off and smack you guys in the face. Speaking from personal experience, it leaves a nice little glove mark for you. So what it looks like is both legs are going to be completely flat on the floor. Our right leg is going to be our work leg. I'm going to grab the band. I typically go kind of like almost that microphone grip. Thumbs are going to face up. Again, you guys choose to grip it how you want. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this leg completely upright. Let that hamstring stretch. Now again, obviously if you guys have the quad a little bit flexed, it's going to make sure that hamstring is turned on. And you guys, again, if it's just this, just a nice static hold, it's fine. Now from here, as you guys grip it, if you want to go a little bit of ankle mobility, super basic, super simple, just a simple flexion extension, nothing crazy. If you want to go, rotational, if you want to write the alphabet up here, have some fun, anything works just to let it move through space. Now, I can let this hamstring stretch, but if I want to make it, a little bit of mobility, I can actually bend and kind of push through space. Let it stretch. I can bend, pull it down, push through space. One of my favorite ones here is if you guys experience, like for some of us, we have tight groin, hips a little bit. If I let this drop towards the side, again, you can control it with the hands as much leverage as you want. And I typically take the same hand, same leg, and let it just kind of open up and let it really stretch. And you can play with it. You can pull it closer towards the body. Again, you guys just let it sit here. For me, this is a big enough stretch. If I want, I can again move it through space. Kind of let that hip open up. And again, it doesn't matter how often you do it. This is always going to be a great stretch and a great move, especially if you've been a person who travels for business, you're on long flights, or again, when you're at home just chilling, watching TV, throw this in. It's going to work wonders. My other favorite is when I go across the body. We're talking now, a lot of you guys, glutes, it'll leak into the IT band, even into the low back. Now, as I go across the body, I can take both hands. What I do is I'll go opposite hand. I'll let this top hand open up. You do get a nice little anterior shoulder and chest stretch, but for a lot of you, this is the money maker. You're going to feel it all the way in through the hamstring, into the glutes, up into that low back area, depending on how tight and stiff you are. And again, same thing if I take both hands and anchor in, I can actively move this through space. And again, this is probably one of my favorite stretches for the glutes, just because it does dig in a little bit different than like the elevated pigeon and how you guys are going to roll in the foam roller. So again, we're talking the glutes. You guys come back up, we're talking hamstrings. And again, if I go back forth, we're talking groin. And again, you can even go across the body depending on how mobile you guys are. If you really want to kind of anchor it, bring it in. Again, this is a great easy stretch. I can let it pop up, go from hamstring, pull it back down towards the body, let it really stretch. Again, there's a ton of variations we can walk through here, but so I don't overload you guys, those are probably the most simple, the most basic ones. Again, grab a resistance band, medium to strong, depending on how flexible you are. Probably something that can hold between 50 and let's say 80 pounds. Again, walk through basic ankle mobility, let the hammies open up. We all have tight hamstrings. Groin, glutes, anywhere in between, 3 to 5 minutes per leg. A handful of times per week is going to work wonders. And if you do travel, stick this in your backpack. It'll be a game changer if you let it be. So we'll throw this on the Jeremy Scott Fitness YouTube page as well. Anything else you guys want to see mobility-wise, workout-wise, tag me below. I'm happy to record if I can. So get to stretching, get to moving, and I promise you guys it'll make a huge difference. Peace.